Most of you have heard of sweet and sour pork, the sticky, bright orange, fried balls of pork. That's the Cantonese style, which is the Chinese food most people around the world are familiar with.
But today we're going to show you a crispier version from Northeast China, Guo Bao Rou. And I guarantee you it is absolutely amazing. All right, let's get started. We're gonna use pork loin here. We have a relatively nice piece here. It's nice and wide. We're gonna go about somewhere between 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch, about 3 millimeters. It's much easier to slice this pork when it's cold. So if you feel like it's getting soft or it's too hard to slice, just pop in the freezer for a couple minutes and then come back to slicing it. Also make sure your knife is really sharp. If you accidentally cut a piece that's a little bit too thick, what you wanna do is just put it down, use your cleaver, give it a nice smack, and it'll be nice and thin like the rest of them. Now, if you don't have a cleaver, then just use your meat tenderizer or a pan or whatever you have.
Ow, 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 ow.
You have a piece kind of too small to make it like the rest. What I like to do is just kind of cut down this way. And just make sure your blade is flat and just open it up, but don't go all the way through. Just let your knife do the work until it's kind of open like this. Just give a little slice there, a little slice. It's very similar to your other pieces now. Our pork in a bowl, we're going to marinate it now. We're going to use some salt to taste, white pepper, and look at this, so excitable. New bottle of Shaoxing Wine. Okay, get down and dirty. The Shaoxing wine and the white pepper help to remove some of the gamey or porky taste that some people don't like. Prepare your other ingredients. Carrots cut into matchsticks, scallion whites sliced lengthwise, ginger julienne, and garlic minced. For the batter, we need to make an oobleck.
What the heck is that?
This is the secret to the crunch.
Get back to work.
You're just going to want to mix together potato starch and water until you have a mixture like this. When you hit it, it is a solid, but when you slowly grab it, it becomes a liquid. When it's in your hand, it's going to be a solid. As soon as you let go, back to liquid. And the last step to this is to add some oil. If you enjoy this video, give us a like and subscribe.
The history of this dish goes all the way back to Qing Dynasty.
Okay, it wasn't that long ago. It's actually the earliest 20th century or early 1900s. I mean, there were already film cameras back then.
Since I have been in this country this time.
Her English is so good.
It was made for Russian diplomats who were visiting northern China, and they were not feeling the local cuisine. So what did they do for the white people?
Add sugar.
Can you say that?
It's time to make our sauce. We have some rice vinegar here, and we have our sugar, what the white people like apparently. Yummy. To that, we're gonna add some salt, a splash of soy sauce for color, a little bit of oil. The last ingredient is sesame oil. I don't think we have enough here, but don't worry, because in this house, we buy in bulk. So for some of the things that we use quite often, like sesame oil, soy sauce, we buy them from the restaurant supply store, and that really saves us a bunch of money and saves us some trips out. A little sesame oil. Next, we are going to start our wok. Glug, 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 glug. Heat your oil to 140 degrees Celsius or 280 degrees Fahrenheit. The next step is the fun part. We're gonna put our pork and then we're gonna play in the oobleck until they are coated. So, put it all in. This part requires a little technique. As soon as you throw it in, it's actually gonna sink by itself. If you tried to go really hard into it, it's not gonna move. So when you're mixing it, you need to go in slowly, lift it, and bring it up, okay? If you just try and force yourself, it's not gonna work. So really gentle, be patient, and it'll all come together. Okay, we're adding in a little more cornstarch because I don't think I have enough.
Potato starch.
So we're adding in a little more potato starch because I don't think we have enough. And also, if you don't have potato starch and you have cornstarch handy, you can also use cornstarch, but potato starch is gonna give you a better crunch. Let me just show you one. So this is nicely coated back and front. And you don't want anything to drip off of it. You don't want too wet or too lumpy. So this is pretty much perfect. Slowly lower it into your pan like this. Swish, 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 swish. If you drop it all in, all the meat's gonna stick to the bottom and possibly stick. Don't overcrowd. Fry for 3 minutes, then set aside and fry your next batch. For the second fry, raise the heat to 109 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This is to crisp the coating and push out excess oil. Fry until light golden brown and crispy. Set aside on a wire rack. Heat your wok over medium heat, add a splash of oil and stir fry the ginger, garlic, and the whites of the scallion. Add the sauce. Allow this to come to a boil and begin to thicken. This will take a few minutes, but keep stirring. Once it's thick, turn down the heat, add in your carrots, then add the pork. Mix until it's well coated. You'll notice this isn't as bright red as your usual sweet and sour. Instead, we have a light amber hue from the caramelized sugar and the splash of soy sauce. Looking for more recipes? Check out this playlist with all our favorites. You're gonna love it.